course I do, though. Alright, and we're live. Hi, everybody! Polly, say hi.
Hello, all.
Apologies for the late start.
It's Weebo's fault.
It's all my fault. Yeah, 100%.
You know what actually is your fault, though?
What is my fault?
Minimizing Discord so your screen is frozen.
You mean OBS? Did I minimize OBS for you? I'm sorry. I fixed it.
Is it OBS or Discord? I think it's Discord.
It's OBS, because Discord was actually open and, like, live. Open. It was just open. OBS is the one that I guess I accidentally minimized, so let me know if it's fixed now for you.
Yeah, you're actually animate now.
Okay, cool. And then the other thing is, I made an attempt to route audio through Discord from my desktop, but I was not successful. I also didn't get a chance to check it, so if something happens spontaneously, Polly, like you hear things that you're not supposed to, or you hear things that you wouldn't otherwise have heard, let me know. Okay?
All right.
Yeah. No, it's been a May. It's been a May. I caught the coof, everybody, and I'm still recovering from it. And so, if you see me drinking, it's tea and or water. And if you see me pop something into my mouth, it is Polly, how did you pronounce the word? It's a
fentanyl.
Oh,
fentanyl.
Fentanyl. Okay. It's a lozenge. But yeah, I've been popping these like crazy because it's supposed to help soothe your throat, and it does do that, but every once in a while it's not enough, and I'll break out into a coughing fit, and it'll be horrible. The worst. So there's not much that I can do about that. Oh, is my volume low? Here, let me fix that. Polly, where do I go to do the volume thing again? The thing that you told me about, like, 2 months ago, and I forgot where to get to it. Is it microphone setup?
There we go. You right-click on the little speaker button.
Speaker button. Okay.
And you should see Open Sound Settings.
Yes.
And then you go over to Sound Control Panel on the far right side.
Yes.
And then you open that.
Did it.
Okay. And then you go to Recording.
Mm-hmm.
And then you go to Microphone. And you right-click on that and go to Properties.
Any microphone?
The microphone that is currently active.
Why is it my... Oh, it's routing audio through my pro webcam?
Yeah, that's probably why you sound like shit. So...
Oh, no, not that one.
Enable your actual microphone, your Yeti.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
Is it got like a little green check mark beside it?
Yeah. Should I just turn it all the way up?
Holy fuck.
Is that too far?
Yeah, you might want to turn your Discord down a little bit now.
How is that? Is that better?
That's better.
Okay, that's
if you want to know.
Yeah,
along the top when you're like recording, and then that's where it's at. So you would click on that and then go Properties, and then under Propertize is where your levels are at.
Yeah. I just adjusted it. So it's at 75 now, so if it's better, let me know. Okay, thanks. I am going to have to remember how to do that.
Yeah, it's only 8 buttons in. Windows makes it easy.
Right? Yep, big sound, everybody. All right, if that's too much, let me know. I can turn it down, or I can turn Polly up so that we're a bit more level. Obviously, I'm still amateuring this, but that's okay. We'll amateur together. Welcome to ASMR Polly. Is it
NPR Polly?
You know, I had like a flashback from the past or whatever. So apparently we had tornado warnings in my neck of the woods earlier this week, and there is like this. I don't know where like how you get to this voice, but when I was a young child, my dad, whenever we'd have like big storms, would put on the radio station, and he'd turn it to this channel that was literally just a guy talking about all the counties ever in the entirety of everywhere in this voice that was like monotonous, but like a sexy baritone, but like also ever so slightly grainy, if that makes any sense, like vocal graininess, but it worked and it was kind of soothing. It's like, I don't know, if you could add rain effect to a person's voice almost.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know if I'm doing it justice, but it's like the radio weatherman's voice, and it's just the weather. And if I could mimic the sound, I would. But I heard that again this week as like shit was going south with like the weather and whatnot.
Right.
And it was just like nostalgia hitting you right in the fucking face. Completely meaningless story, but I just wanted to tell it because I don't know how you get to this channel, what channel it is, if it's on a channel anymore, how you would look it up. I should probably ask my dad. He would know because he's always the one looking up the channel. But yeah, no, it was. You ever have that kind of a feeling where like your past comes back to like smack you right in the face, and you're like, oh wow, I'm having memories that I'd forgotten I knew about in forever.
Yeah. I ran into an ex-girlfriend 2 weeks ago. It was horrible.
Oh, that's not quite what I meant, but yeah.
Oh. We were on different subjects.
I said nostalgia, not nightmares.
Yeah, there's negative nostalgia.
Fair enough. Oh, actually, yeah, no, I can relate to that, because 2 weeks ago, someone from middle school that I had a crush on reached out to me over Facebook and requested me to be his friend. So, that was a blast from the past. Yeah.
A good one?
I mean, it wasn't bad, it wasn't good. Nothing ever happened. It was just a one-sided crush on my part. But he friended me.
Oh, on your part?
On my part.
Oh,
it was something that I had a crush on. But, like, he was always
Was he fat, ugly, and balding now?
Not balding, but he had, like, holes where you would have had snake bites, and,
Hold on, wait. What'd you just say?
He had holes in his lips where where you would put snake bites.
Oh, right. Gotcha.
And, you know how gangsters get, like, little tear tattoos tattooed onto their face?
Yeah.
Yeah, bullet dodged. Not that I ever had a chance. He was always dating one of my friends at the time, when I had a crush on him. But yeah, definitely bullet dodged. But he requested my friendship on Facebook, and I was like instantly like, oh shit. Let me see what happened with this guy. And yeah, I definitely bullet dodged there. You ever go back to people that you knew in the past? And it doesn't have to be someone that you had feelings for, right? Just a person that you knew. And you come across them on Facebook or something. And you're curious about how their life turned out compared to where they were when you knew them. Like in the previous existence of their life. And you're either pleasantly surprised or not so much.
Girls describe internet stalking?
It's not internet stalking. If they search you out, or if they just happen to come up on your timeline and you click on like their profile and you're like, oh, how are they doing? Oh, that's how they're doing. Rough, buddy. Or alternatively, and this actually happened to me, Polly. You see a news article about the guy, about a person. Okay, not like about a person that has had previously asked you out in, again, middle school, and it turns out that they had been arrested and sentenced for armed robbery. That was also something. Like, it's not that I'm going out of my way to look up information on these people, but it came across my Facebook, landed in my lap, and I read the article, and that was how that whole person's life transpired. So, another bullet dodged.
Nice.
What does that say about me, though? That's
Boyfriendo's gonna rob a bank soon.
nah, he wouldn't. He's way too lazy to do that. Really, truly. Like, the amount of effort that goes into planning and executing a bank robbery.
Well, a successful one anyway.
Right. Well, even the not successful ones, it takes a bit of like effort. Yeah.
Oh,
Middle school? Guess that was from the 1940s. I'm not that old. It was just middle school. It was like, oh gosh, I'm 24 now. So that was, I would have had to have been, that would have been 12 years ago. Fuck. 12, 13 years ago.
You're so old.
I feel it.
I stepped outside a bar one time
Mm-hmm.
to have a cigarette because you can't smoke in bars because,
Makes sense.
people people need to grow up hair and get better ventilation. Quit being pussies.
Like, I can't fucking breathe right now.
No, you know what? I had an argument with this. Like, I get it. There's a lot of non-smokers out there, and that's fine. I'm not telling people to start smoking. What I'm saying is that there's a sign on the door that says that this is a smoking environment. This is a smoking bar.
Right.
You know, I had this conversation with my friend's girlfriend. She goes, "Yes, but I didn't choose." And you know the way that snotty women like will put their hand to their chest when they say "I." Yeah,
Like that. Yeah.
yeah. She goes, "But I didn't choose to smoke, so you are like invading upon my choice." And I'm like, "You walked up to the door, and the door said this is a smoking environment, and you chose to walk in. So what you're actually suggesting, whether you realize it or not, is that every single place should be, affixed to your personal preferences."
Right.
Which is a little bit, well, I looked at him and thought, "Oh, you poor bastard." Anyway, that's the story.
This is like going up to a hookah bar and going, can everyone stop smoking right now?
Yeah. So I stepped outside one time, outside of a bar, walked around the corner to my car because that's where I'd left my cigarettes, and I got great parking because it was just right around the corner from the bar/pub that we were in. And I lit the cigarette, and as I was like leaning out of the car and shutting the door, a guy I hadn't seen since high school was walking by, and he goes, "Hey, Rudiger," and I'm like, "Oh, hey, man," and it wasn't somebody I was particularly happy to see because fuck that guy. No, I don't have a particular problem with him. It's just like high school's over, so are you.
Watch.
If you catch my meaning. And he holds out his hands and looks me up and down and says, "Don't you age?" And I looked at it, and I kind of looked down for a second, premature gray hair and huge crow's feet and stuff like that, and I'm like, "Nah, bro, time's just been really cruel to you. That's all." I didn't say that. I just said nope and took a big drag off my cigarette.
That's fair.
Yeah.
So you are the kind of person that just like is forever stuck in time then? Like you look the same as you did in high school?
I guess that's one take off of it, yeah.
Oh, impressive. I have the same problem.
Far has the same problem, but it's not high school, it's middle school for her.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, it's good in a sense because it means you don't age that quickly, which is, always good. You don't want to look like you're aging too, like, fast. You want to look the younger part, even if it does mean the inconvenience of getting carded at bars and whatnot every single time you go out. Um, it's a sign that you're not, I don't know, you're doing something right at the very least, because
Yeah.
your externals are a reflection of your internals, and if, your internals are doing a-okay, then you don't really have to worry. Like, you're doing real right, health-wise.
Yeah, I'll tell you my secret. It's living clean in a pure heart.
Yeah,
Not really. It's misanthropy and bourbon.
that's fair. I think bourbon's natural, right?
Yeah. And if you spend any time amongst people, so is misanthropy.
Right, yeah. Well, people do that to you. Polly routinely upgrades his human suit. Don't we all? I will tell you, the secret to looking young forever is a good facial routine every day.
Oh, Weebo.
You want to wash your face, kids. At the
There you
very
go.
least.
That's what you should have said.
Oh yeah, facial has other implications, doesn't it?
Yeah, you're on the internet. It's
Don't clip that.
you
Well, no, it's true. Like, if you take care of your face will love you for many, many years. If you eat right, your body will love you for many, many years. This is science. Like,
I've heard
nutritional science.
moisturizing and hydration is key, but I don't know. It's girls that tell me
Moisturizing
that.
and sunscreen definitely does wonders. You want to put sunscreen on your face, especially if you have facial scars like yours truly.
And me.
Mm-hmm.
And if you're a survivor of skin cancer, especially for me,
mm-hmm. It should be part of your daily routine, even if you're not going outside. Just make it a habit, people.
see, look how much we have in common. We both have facial scars. We both have Kimbers. We both do cocktail hour. Look at all the similarities.
Oh my gosh, it's crazy. We could be twins.
Yeah, well, not really. The
Why you
Polish
gotta
and
make
the
it
English don't get along.
Have they ever been given a chance not to, other than not helping out in World War II
Have they
immediately?
ever been given a chance not to? That's a good question.
I mean, okay, I will say this, right? We, the Polish, did get shafted at the start of the Second World War. No
The
thanks.
start. How about the whole fucking thing
Well,
and afterwards too? Jesus Christ.
Yes. Okay, so it happened at the start, kind of carried into the rest of the whole thing and afterwards as well. But I mean, like, truly, at the start, we got mega super shafted by the rest of the world because the agreement was to not allow Germany to fuck the Polish over. If I have my history correct, which I think I do.
I mean, if you want to take some solace in it, it was the beginning. I mean, September 1st, 1939 was the beginning of World War II. Why? Poland. They crossed the Polish border. I mean, isn't that enough of a,
Yeah, that is enough of a, But yeah,
like
the Polish and the English did work together, but it took y'all a while to get there. Just saying.
Well, the Sudetenland, it fell first. And then what was after the Sudetenland that Hitler took? I forget. I'm not a World War II guy.
I took one class, and it focused on 20th century wars as a whole. But that was many years ago. Wow, I can say that now as someone who's graduated college.
You took a course in 20th century warfare?
Yeah.
Oh.
It was a course in high school. That teacher actually got forcibly removed from our district.
For
wrong think pertaining to Islam.
Nice.
Mm-hmm. District was none too happy with him about certain takes that he had teaching a class on Islamic warfare, I believe. And so they ended up removing him from our district. uh, to the chagrin of most of the people that he'd taught. Because he was a really great history teacher. I had him for one semester, but El Boyfriendo took pretty much every single class that this man offered, except for the AP honors classes. Just because he didn't really have an interest in doing the AP honors stuff. But like every other class that this man taught, he was in. And actually, he was the he he was the sponsor for a club at in our high school called Gaming Club, and it's basically where you play like everything from Magic the Gathering to Ninja to any retro game that you can think of. Um, and this is actually where I met El Boyfriendo. So
Ooh.
yeah, sucks, but he got yeeted after I left. I think about 2 years.
So what did he do? Repeat the open secret that the Crusades were little more than a response to centuries worth of Muslim incursion into Europe?
Oh, I don't know. I can't remember exactly what he said. I remember that it was pretty based in red pilled though, my dude. Um, so like it was on point, but someone blew it way out of proportion to the
Sounds about right.
put to the point where the
Oof.
district overreacted, as it is prone to do, and yeah, he got yeeted, which is like a detriment to our district, my old school district that I was a part of. It would honestly, because this man was a fantastic teacher. He made learning history some of the best time that I've ever had in my entire life. Um, and like he did it really well. He had a passion for the subject that he was teaching. Like
I've
this is
always
a
had a
man,
yen to teach the Cold War.
huh?
I've always had a yen to teach the Cold War, the history of the Cold War.
I think he had a class specific to that too. But this
Because
is
it would be fun and honest. It would be like, okay, so here's where the Soviets were funding rebels in a local area, and here's the brave and heroic move that the Americans made to stop them.
right.
It was it. So for any of you commie fuckers carrying your stupid little hammer and sickle flags, remember you're supporting despotism and a lack of individual determinism and individual rights.
But Polly, that wasn't real communism.
No, it wasn't. That's true. That's very true.
It wasn't real socialism either. Honestly, I'm sorry, but if that is your excuse for, like, it hasn't been tried yet in reality, in actuality, if that is the constant excuse for why it needs to actually be implemented because we haven't given it the good old college try yet, then perhaps the idea is flawed. Just a
Yeah,
thought.
especially when there's like a such a preponderance of failed states that adopted communism. And it's like, well, there wasn't real communism. Like, it was by every definition that matters. There was
Right.
nationalization of all the resources, there was nationalization of the means of production. Everything was called the people's, but it was actually administered, owned, and uh, effectually controlled in every way that something can be by a small, centralized elite group. And political dissension was pushed down, and forced labor was enacted. And when I say centralized planning, it means you're going to work here, you're going to work there, you're going to work there. And gulags resulted, as well as, uh, you know, the old yeeting of the partisans. You
Indeed.
show me a country that took on Marxist principles and tried to enact communism, that those weren't the results. It's like, well, that's not real communism, or that's not real socialism. Well, okay, then you need to come up with a different name. I rarely start a sentence this way, but as a political scientist, I can tell you it absolutely is. So come up with a different name for whatever system it is that you're coming up with. I've got some suggestions: Never Never Land, Shangri La, Utopia,
Is it utopia if it's not actually the apex of all progress, though? Like, if it's... Because utopia is the end point, the goals, the.
Of communism?
Well, no, just... Okay, so the idea of a utopia is... all our work is done, everyone is living in peace and harmony, and there is no more policy reform to be made. So, not necessarily like the end goals of communism, just like the end goals of society, quote unquote, but that looks different to each person, unless of course you're talking about a very specific idea of utopia and not just the general society idea of what might be a utopia. Anyway.
I mean, it is a regular and kind of understandable mistake that people make about.
Is that not what it is?
Well, it's just the end goal. The end goal of socialism is communism, and the idea of
Right.
communism is the classless society. So it is a utopia. People say, we've enacted a communist system. And it's kind of a misnomer because communism is supposed to be the end state of socialism, where yes, the uh, industrialization and mechanization of industrialization is advanced to the point where people don't have to work very much, if at all, and leisure time is wide open, and somehow still consumer products are being produced, although I don't understand how they've never figured that part of it out. It's like, one, name the business. Steps 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, and 7 we haven't figured out yet. Step 8, profit. Like, do you know what I mean?
Right. I get it. So, it's a utopia in the sense that communism is the utopia of the socialist.
Yes.
The end goal.
Yep.
Okay. So I was meaning it to mean like utopia in the more general sense of like
America.
A dream society. Something that is, finished and complete and no work necessary to be done more.
Yeah.
Something like that. But yeah, okay. I see where you're coming from. Is that a book worth reading, by the way? Utopia? Or no? Should I not waste my time? Because I am curious.
By Utopia by Joyce?
I don't know who it's by, but it's an older book. I know that. Utopia. Utopia. Is it the one by Thomas More? I think maybe yes. Yes, because it would have been... Yeah, okay, so I'm thinking the older book, published in 1551 by Thomas More.
Did not read it.
Oh, okay.
But okay.
Chat, anyone read Utopia? Is it good? Should I bother? I'm curious. Would like to know. Utopia was written 500 years ago. I know it exists. And the only reason I know that it exists, actually, is because I watched... It's a movie. It's a movie with... Holy shit. I think... Is it another Cinderella story or a Cinderella story? It's an older Cinderella movie. And now I cannot, for the life of me, remember what it is. The Cinderella movie. It's with that chick that is, oh my gosh. Now I can't remember. Huh? This is gonna drive me nuts. Ever After, a Cinderella story. With what's-her-face.
Bella Swan?
No. Drew Barrymore.
Oh.
Yeah, that's the only reason that I know that that book exists, is because in that movie, it's quoted a lot by Drew Barrymore's character, Cinderella, or actually, Danielle, as they say. It's interesting that it is a Cinderella story because it is not traditionally Cinderella-y. Like, the main character is not named Cinderella. The shoe aspect is there, but it's not a glass slipper. It's just like it's just a shoe. Um, there are no talking animals, and there's like a whole bunch of other. Oh, there's the evil stepsisters too. It's a good movie, I will say that, but it's not a traditional Cinderella story. It's more of a historical Cinderella story, and to be quite honest, my favorite of the Cinderella adaptations, because there are like 8 million of them, Polly.
I believe you.
Like if you ever look up all of the movies that are Cinderella movies, there are a lot of them. It's a quite popular thing to adapt.
Well, sure. Royalty free.
Huh?
Royalty free.
I think so. Like the actual concept of Cinderella?
Yeah, and the name Cinderella. I don't.
I'm pretty sure
Did,
maybe. Is it?
yeah.
Cinderella was originally just like a fairy tale. It's not like an original concept by Disney, so I don't think it needs to
Well, yeah. Why do you think
have
Disney like
royalties.
Hunchback of Notre Dame, Robin Hood, Little Mermaid? I mean, why do you think they do that? So they don't have to pay royalties to anyone and then go around fake suing people for something that they don't actually own. Because Disney.
Yeah, fair enough. You know, the mouse is getting put into, or they're talking about moving the mouse into public domain.
Yeah, it'll never happen.
It'll never happen. You have
No,
no hope.
Disney. No, Disney's too powerful. They'll push it. They've already managed to push it back. Like, how many times was it supposed to fall into public domain?
I think twice so far.
Yeah, yeah. Let's pay some fucking moron to push it back because whatever.
Yeah, no. Would you? Do you think that it should be pushed back again, or nah?
I think it should be pushed back again. Then people can do what they want with Mickey Mouse.
He says with a nefarious laugh.
Well, yeah. I mean, think where Disney's at right now. It would be like you could do like a whole animated shorts on Mickey Mouse teaching 4-year-olds to be trans. It'd be great.
Oh boy. Oh, did you see Winnie the Pooh fell into public domain?
No, it did not.
Oh yeah, it fell into public domain this year, and they're making a horror movie out of it, a live action
What?
horror movie out of
Really?
the intellectual property that is Winnie the Pooh, and it is quite interesting. Let me put it up there for you. Open link and new tab. Winnie the Pooh. Horror. Winnie the Pooh, Blood and Honey horror movie in the works.
Blood and honey.
Here's some promo pictures. That's supposed to be Winnie. That I think is supposed to be Piglet. Obviously, as you can see, it's not going to be made for children. But yeah, this is what happens when all of your favorite franchises fall into public domain. They get turned into this. I'm kind of excited. I'm not gonna lie.
Blood
like,
and honey. It's great.
like, cause it's unironically, it's gonna be interesting to watch. Because, like, okay, what do you think the concept is? Like, is it just people in costume running around murdering people?
I hope
Or,
it's like John Wick. The first few minutes of the movie, somebody steals Winnie Pooh's honey, and then he goes on like a mad murder spree because they took his honey.
I don't think we're gonna get so lucky. But I honestly cannot wait. Should we watch the trailer? Because I haven't actually watched the trailer, I've just seen the conversation about it. But there is a trailer out there. I don't know. It might get me in trouble. But it also might not. Joshua Montgomery says stop. Okay. I will cease. But yeah, that's happening now. I'm kind of excited in a very unironic way. This is the kind of material that I live for. The sticking it to the man kind of concepts. Because that's what this kind of represents to me. The idea of turning a child property, like a made for children intellectual property, taking it, and the moment that you absolutely can do something with that IP that isn't mainstream, doing it. I live for it. I love it. It's great.
What was the one that Kristen Stewart was in? Somebody in The Huntsman?
Snow White and the Huntsman?
Snow White and the Huntsman. Did you ever watch it?
Yeah, I did.
And?
I mean, it was all right. Kirsten Stewart does her best, which is always kind of a letdown. But I did kind of enjoy the world building aspects of it. This is a while ago that I did watch it, so this is all not super fresh in my mind. But I remember enjoying it. Maybe not like a 10 out of 10 best movie ever, would recommend to all my friends, but it was a passable movie, which is not the rating endorsement that you want as a production house for your film. But yeah, like, watched it, wouldn't watch it again, but it was alright. My Cousin Vinny the Pooh. I remember My Cousin Vinny. That was a good movie, wasn't it?
God, it's been so long since I've seen it. I just remember Marissa Tomei was hot. And the two Utes.
The two Utes. I don't remember that. Granted, I watched this before. This was a movie that I watched in my second decade on this planet. Like, early in my second decade. I can say that now. What do you call a cat eating lemons? Kirsten Stewart. That's mean, but true. It was a fun movie. The only part of it that I really remember, though, is the courtroom scene with the lady, about the cars.
Yeah.
The girlfriend with the cars as an expert witness.
That was Marissa Tomei.
Oh, that was.
That was Aunt May.
Aunt May. Did you see the most recent Spider-Man movie?
Uh-huh.
Yeah. What did you think of it? The nostalgia film.
The nostalgia film?
Well, like, I mean, is there any other way to characterize it?
No, I hear you. Yeah, that's not an unfair description. That's pretty much why I went and watched it. Just kind of like, okay, I want to see what they do with this, and it's what I expected them to do with it.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, not every single thing, obviously, but yeah. It was. I mean, it was worth the price of admission, considering I didn't pay.
Yeah. Now, did you like the redemption arc that it gave each of the villains?
No.
No. You didn't like that? You wanted all
No.
of those villains to die evil?
No, I want a villain to be a villain.
Right.
Like Doctor Doom suddenly going, yeah, trying to be the king and sole despot of Latveria, that was a bad idea. I should spend my time working at a soup kitchen helping the poor. Like, that's just, okay, wait a minute. Your name is Von Doom.
Aren't you predestined to be the evil bad guy somehow?
Yeah.
I pay for your food, you brittle-boned fuck.
Echoes.
Yeah, or you get... Oh, are you getting audio from OBS at the same time?
Yeah, but it's probably from my OBS and from Discord.
Yeah.
I don't know if chat's getting echoes.
Well,
Hold
I
on.
have it set to OBS, and so any audio that comes through OBS, you will hear. So.
The question still remains, is chat hearing it?
I think chat did hear it. Yeah.
The double echo?
No, not the double echo. Because it would have only been on your part, right? So I'm routing audio from OBS to Discord, because I'm sharing my screen with you. So you're going to hear audio from OBS, which that would be.
It's funny, when I run streams, that doesn't happen.
Do you share the screen or do you share the app?
I share the app. Why are you sharing OBS?
Because then you can see.
But you could just share your camera.
Yeah, but then you can't see what I'm sharing on the screen when I share it on the screen.
Yeah, you got a point.
Yeah. And this way, I don't have to share a screen with the audience and then go and share the app screen with you. This way, I can just share both to both audiences at the same time and do less legwork. Because I will forget one or the other. Be like,
Okay, I'll be right back. I gotta go grab my computer with Streamlabs on it so I can read Serpent 21's thingamajigger with the stuff, with the words.
Okay.
I'll be right back.
All right. Well, that actually offers an opportune moment for me to replay some super chats that I got in previous weeks, prematurely from the next 6 minutes, who, in fact, was such a sweetheart and did donate on days that we unfortunately did not have streams. So, hear me. Let me re-up those.
Thank you for your patronage.
So 21 days ago, 60 donated to say, known this crazy lady for 5 years now. One joke about shards, and 5 years later, I can safely say Weebo is one of my best friends, a good friend to have, and I am truly fortunate to call her one of the homies. High fives, weebs. High fives, weebs, and have a good week. Is that how it started? I gonna have to ask you what you mean by that, 60, because I'm curious. Would like to know. And then here's the other one.
Thank you for your patronage.
Thank you the next 6 minutes for the donation 14 days ago. Don't know if you still have last week's dono. Anyhow, interesting company you keep in Sims Town. One might suspect you're conspiring with Bad Six and his crew, Weebo Jones. If that's who you really are, I think you're really the nameless thief. Confess. Never! You shall not have a confession. So yeah, to give you context, guys, Six is currently doing a Sims playthrough where he creates everyone and anyone that he's ever interacted with on the YouTube sphere in The Sims, and just kind of like lets them loose. So I'm in there, a boyfriendo's in there, our two cats are in there, I think Polly's in there, Magog is in there, like all the side quest crew is in there. Just quite literally everybody is in there, I think. So that's fun. I feel honored to have made it onto the roster of participants in his Sims game. But yeah, back to the issue that has to do with, oh gosh, what is it? The Spider-Man movie. What was it called? The most recent Spider-Man movie. Is it No Way Home? I think so, right? That's the nostalgia movie, right? I liked the fact that the villains got some sort of redemption for their stories, because in each of their respective movies leading up to when they actually became villains, to some degree they were decent, if flawed, human beings, right? They weren't villainous until they're, what is the equivalent of a meet cute in terms of villainy? Like that apex moment where you no longer turn the other cheek and you're like, all right, I'm a baddie now. Fuck everybody. What is like that called? There's got to be a word for it. The critical moment in a villain's arc where they're just like, there's no going back.
Marriage.
Marriage. I'll have you know that did not make my dad an evil person. Either time.
Serpent21, thank you for the $3. Polly, my brother and I saw the 4K Star Trek The Motion Picture at a theater north of us. As I get older, I like this one more and more. What say you? I like Star Trek The Motion Picture, the slow motion picture, as some people call it. I think it's a slow burn and a lot of fun. No, it's not like the other Star Trek movies, but I liked it. It's just, you got to go in with, I don't know. It's like going into 2001, the Space Odyssey adventure, whatever. I didn't like that movie, but if you go in with a bad opinion, you're not gonna have a good time.
Yeah, and you got to go in with like a perspective that isn't. This is gonna be shit, isn't it?
Right. Okay. It's like, okay. Remember when you Far myself watched the 2 Barbie movies?
Yes.
Okay, I went in knowing I was watching a couple of fucking Barbie movies. Okay, you understand what I'm saying? Like if you guys had told me, hey yo, this is a gritty neo noir, it's gonna be fucking awesome. It's full of like gritty characters with like horrible backgrounds, full of trauma and bitterness, and all of a sudden it's like, what were they? There was the Christmas Carol and
Did we watch Barbie Rapunzel or was it Barbie and the Nutcracker? It was the Nutcracker movie. Okay.
Nutcracker. Yeah, but I went in knowing what was going on, like in advance, a general sense, and I was like, yeah, all right, you know what I mean? So yeah, that's how I feel about that. That it's Star Trek: The Motion Picture. If you know what's going on going in, that it's not going to be J.J. Abrams. Let's turn Star Trek into a fucking sci-fi action movie. Well, yeah. And you saw it in 4K. That's pretty fucking sweet in the theater. I want to see that.
Yeah.
That's cool. Yeah. I love seeing old movies in theaters. Love it. Love it. I saw Casablanca in a theater.
In 4K?
It wasn't in 4K, but it was the remastered edition because
Ooh.
you could just tell by how sharp all the shadows were and everything. But it was great. It's fantastic to see a favorite movie of yours on the big screen with popcorn, and you can yell and annoy all the other people that have paid just as much money as you, but they got to put up with you. It's great.
Now, for remastered movies, is that like just you run it through an editor and click enhance 90 times and then output it and burn it to a million copies of discs and that's it? Or is there more effort involved in that, I wonder, than just enhance.
Enhance.
Like, do you go back through every frame and you're like, all right,
it's not Blade Runner.
let's Photoshop all of these lines.
They do a
better.
transfer from the original film. Ideally, they do a transfer from the original film. That's the remaster, and then they color correct and whatnot, assuming the original film is available. If you ever that's one of the reasons that I like okay, hear me out, everyone. That's one of the reasons that I like the special edition Star Wars films. Yes, the editions suck, like the George Lucas added stuff, but there's no denying it looks fucking fantastic. Like everything looks so sharp, nothing's blurry. It just, that's why if you are capable of purchasing stuff from perfectly legitimate sources online, the Harmy Despecialized edition is great because they used Harmy used the Laserdisc copies. It looks sharp as hell. Remastered it with some high-tech AI through Adobe Premiere, but none of the special editions were added to it. So it's just a great looking copy. I have a copy. Motherfucking thing's 26 gigs.
Gigabytes?
Yeah.
Holy shit.
Yeah. It's okay though. Computer memory's cheap.
Oh yeah. You can just buy hard drives for days.
Yep.
Remastering video takes a long time. So it's not just you clicking the button for enhancing. over and over again.
Yeah.
Okay. It's more complicated than that. Good to know.
And there is such a thing as a Blu-ray win and a Blu-ray loss. I've watched some Blu-rays that are just like, oh God, what company did you hire to do the transfer for this? It's terrible. If you've ever seen the Soprano season 1 on Blu-ray, oh my God, everybody looks like orange plastic skin. It looks like Southern California. It just
Blu-rays are
no.
remastering. Is that what I'm hearing then?
Yeah,
A
it's just
version of that.
the color temperatures are all off, and everybody looks like they've got that they don't have any pores, and their skin is just, I don't know how to describe it. You have to see it. It's very orange and plasticky. It's fucking terrible.
Huh.
Just the first season of The Sopranos is like that. I don't know who the fuck they hired.
Polly, I have a question for you.
Mm-hmm.
Since we're talking about like movie qualities, are you the kind of person that, like, if a movie, how do we phrase this question? Like, you get some movies right here. Okay, let me preempt this with context. El Boyfriendo will not watch Romancing the Stones with me.
Romancing the Stones or Stone?
Romancing the Stone. I think it's just Romancing the Stone. Let me double
Because
check.
Romancing the Stones was the porn version.
Was it really?
Yeah, it was all about testicle juggling and
Yeah, no, I
POV
meant Stone.
BJs.
I
Okay.
meant Stones with Kathleen Turner and Michael Douglas and Danny DeVito's in there too. But it's a 1984
Oh
movie.
yeah,
Mhm.
yeah.
Romance, adventure, etc., etc. And it's from an age where, like, the film quality isn't what it is today, right? So it's
Mhm.
older. So El Boyfriendo will not watch it with me. And the reason why
Right.
is because it's an old movie and it looks like an old movie. And he
Right.
just, like, he can't sit through it because he's been spoiled rotten by all of these 4K things that we have nowadays. Everything's shot in 1080p and whatnot, and like the good quality. And he's like, if it doesn't look pretty, I don't want to look at it because I'm not gonna like it. And I'm like, I know you're not quite in the same way because you'll watch older movies that aren't the like great quality that we have in current day.
Mm-hmm.
But does it take away for you from the actual film if the quality isn't like the absolute top-notch 4K that it is in current day? Or does it not matter to you?
No, it doesn't matter to me. I'll notice it, like, if it's clearly a VHS transfer to DVD, like they really didn't pull it off the original film stock for the DVD. They just straight up transferred the 480p VHS over. I'll notice it for the first 2 or 3 minutes, and then I move on.
Right,
That's
it's
fine.
like when you put the drunk goggles on, you're like, the first 2 minutes you can't really walk around without tripping over your own 2 feet, but then you adapt to it in your brain and you're like, yeah, this is fine.
Yeah. It doesn't bother me.
See? I tried to tell him that, and he's just like, no.
And see, there's some movies, like new movies, that are shot in 4K or shot digitally, no film involved, and they look like it, and they're too sharp, they're too clinical, they're too basically anything Michael Bay's ever done. If
Right.
you're watching any of the Transformers movies, like they're so over color corrected where everyone's skin is orange. Like what are the two colors? Blue and whatever, because they reflect off of each other very well. What's the guy that used to have a career and then he totally destroyed it because he's a weirdo? He was in the Transformer films.
Oh, Shia LaBeouf.
Yeah, Shia LaBeouf. Like he ain't got no tan, but in those movies he's like, the color of a.
Sam Witwicky is a brown boy.
Yeah.
Mhm.
It looks like he fell asleep on a tanning bed. And it's not really. It's just they've altered the coloration that much.
Yeah. And Megan Fox also looks like
Sweaty and shiny and weird, and that's not actually the way she looked on film. It's just
right.
at post processing,
Mm-hmm.
right? Everything looks too sharp. Why is everyone filmed at an upper angle? How many times can you do dynamic shots of people stepping out of bright, shiny cars as if it's an exciting moment? I'm not a fan of the Transformers films.
Is
The only
it
thing that's good about them is Optimus Prime's voice.
honestly, yeah, though.
Yeah.
I really like the voice. And I kind of also like the implementation of the flag. I don't know. It just seems very patriotic. Like, I know it's a meme that is the thing in Michael Bay films is explosions, flags, and, like,
Yeah.
sexy ladies. But
Sexy ladies that he's fucked. And then
kind of here for it.
helicopters flying in from sunset or sunrise.
Mm-hmm. Like, if it's a Michael Bay film, you could probably tell based off of the drinking game that you could play with all of the Michael Bayisms.
Yeah.
But I am here for the patriotic aspect when it happens. I don't know. I'm a sucker for a good patriotism. I gotta get in the mood. 4th of July is coming up in a month.
It is. Greatest patriotic moment in a movie that you can recall now? It doesn't have to be forever, just right now. What's the most patriotic moment in a movie you could think of?
Oh gosh. Patriotic movie or patriotic moment?
Patriotic moment in a movie. You can change your mind later, but right now, what do you think?
Okay, so it's a toss-up between the 4th of July scene in The Sandlot, which, like, I have a vague memory of it, but I know it's there, and I know I remember liking it. And this one's kind of out of left field, but the end of the movie of National Lampoon's Christmas Vacation, when
Okay.
when the uncle what's his face with the toupee that doesn't match his actual hair
Yeah.
is smoking a stogie outside of the sewage, or like the sewer drain where Uncle Eddie has been draining all of his campers' sewage. He's smoking outside of it, and he throws his stogie on the ground, and it explodes, the Santa Claus, and I think her name is Aunt Grace, maybe, or like Auntie Muriel or whatever. But she starts singing, and the rocket's red, and everyone starts singing along with her as Santa is just cascading across the sky with a bunch of other explosions, and everyone, because at the end of the movie, right, the police, they SWAT the Griswold family home. So there's cops everywhere. There's Clark Griswold's boss and his wife are there. There's Clark and his family are there, and they're all singing along with, like, their hands over their hearts and whatever, and it's very patriotic, and it wasn't supposed to be, but it happened, and I'm here for it. But yeah, they're all singing the national anthem at the end of the movie, and it's completely out of left field, but it's great, and I love it. Oh, or maybe earlier in that movie, when they're all sitting down for Christmas dinner, and Clark goes, Can you say Grace, Auntie? What's your face? I can't remember her name, but yeah, he asks her to say Grace.
I think, yeah.
And then she starts citing the Pledge of Allegiance at the table, and then everyone else starts to repeat the Pledge of Allegiance where she is at, and that was Grace. It was.
Nice. Good answers.
Mm-hmm.
See, Lion Patriot, he picked one of mine. I have two. The President's Speech from Independence Day. Bill Pullman playing the president.
Have I seen that movie?
Independence Day from 1996?
I don't know if I have.
Well, I just pulled up the text, so allow me to read it to you in my dulcet tones.
Okay.
Good morning. In less than an hour, aircrafts from here will join others from around the world, and you will be launching The largest aerial battle in the history of mankind. Mankind. That word should have a new meaning for all of us today. We can't be consumed by our petty differences anymore. We will be united in common interests. Perhaps it's fate that today is the 4th of July, and you will once again be fighting for our freedom, not from tyranny, oppression, or persecution, but from annihilation. We're fighting for our right to live, to exist. And should we win today, the 4th of July will no longer be known as an American holiday, but as a day when the world declared in one voice, we will not go quietly into the night. We will not vanish without a fight. We're going to live on. We're going to survive. Today, we celebrate our Independence Day.
That is pretty patriotic.
Yeah.
But it does not ring a bell.
Really?
Granted, I think it might be one of those movies.
It's a fun, silly movie.
It's
a fun, silly movie.
I think I have seen it because it seems like a type of movie that my dad would have had us watch when I was a kid. Like, it definitely it sounds familiar. But for the life of me, I can't.
And the scene from Captain America, the First Avenger, my favorite MCU film.
Yeah.
When Captain America, where Steve Rogers does his first act as an actual soldier. He's there sort of as a USO, excite the troops kind of thing. And he decides, fuck it. He grabs a shield and a helmet and goes off to save soldiers that they are not going to save because they're too far behind enemy lines. You know what I mean? Fuck it. He goes in there and saves them. And it's like they all think that they're dead. And what's his name is writing letters home to all the people who died. And all of a sudden, you see the road and say, who is that over there? And then you start hearing the Captain America theme slowly coming up. Alan Silvestri's masterful Captain America theme. And it's Steve Rogers as Captain America walking down the road with all of the POWs behind him. Fucking tastic. It's just, woo, goosebumps. Yeah. Saved every fucking last fucking one of them. It's just great.
I gotta rewatch that movie.
Captain America First Avenger?
Yeah.
Yeah, it's fantastic.
We're getting to the point in the MCU where we have too many films for people to actually keep up. Like, there are too many properties coming out every year for people to maintain with the franchise.
Yeah. Well, I mean, and Haley Atwell's in it, and
Right.
I mean, that'll turn a straight girl bi. I mean, shit.
Did you see she's is it Cat in Britain?
Yeah.
Like there was a sneak peek release of I think they're called the Illuminati. We're getting to a point of the MCU where I'm just not keeping up with it anymore. Like, I stopped paying attention really after Phase 4 was done. After Endgame.
Did Love and Thunder come out?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, I think so. I'm pretty sure. Like, I've seen the CGI shot of or the CGI shot of Chris Evans, or yes. No, not Chris Evans. Chris Hemsworth as Thor, basically naked. Just with like a blurred out butt shot.
And you're okay with this?
Objectifying men? Yes. I'm okay with objectifying anyone. Like,
I hear you.
That's the job. You don't want to be objectified, make sure you put in your contract, I will not be objectified.
Or keep your clothes on when the cameras are running.
Right, that too. Like, make damn sure that your ass is covered metaphorically, but also literally.
Yeah.
Legally speaking, so that you don't have to objectify yourself. Like, okay, all right. One of the things coming out of the Johnny Depp situation, which I didn't want to talk about it on stream, but I'm going to talk about it just because it relates. One of the issues that has been brought up is that Johnny Depp was encouraging Heard not to cast herself or put herself in roles that would be objectifying to her, like in more respectful, classy, tasteful actress roles, so that she wouldn't have to use her body to sell it, because one, that's not super classy, but two, it's not something that is going to be a business venture that lasts forever. As an actress, you want to select roles that are going to outlive your beauty, your physical appearance, right? You don't want to be someone who is just a face and a body, and that's it. And then Hollywood discards you once you're no longer useful.
I pay for your food, you brittle-boned fuck.
So he was encouraging her to, like, take more respectful, tasteful roles, which totally makes sense. And this was reframed by Heard and her lawyers as him attempting to control her career, because he would express this dissatisfaction with the way that she was purporting herself to the media and in her career. And that's one of the things that annoys me, is like, as an actress, you have control over what roles you take and how the public perceives you. And he's telling you, hey, if you take these kind of roles, this is how the world's going to see you. Do you want that? Think with your head ahead 20 years, 30 years, 40 years. Do you want to be still an actress making this type of money 40 years from now? Or do you just want to be like one of those people that burns out real quick? And like I said, it's getting reframed. Or they made a good old college try to reframe that as he's controlling and, you know.
Yep.
Yeah, and that just irritated me. So I'm like, yeah, as an actor, you select the roles, you negotiate the contracts. This is what you will allow to be portrayed. Because your body, your physical appearance, your face is your product that you are selling to people. Like, not just your ability to act, but is the thing that you're selling.
Yep.
So, yeah. Anyway.
Server 21, thank you for the $3. Have you ever seen The Sopranos? Weebo?
No.
No? This was a scene from it when they took their son, Anthony Jr., to a military school because he was fucking up and had gotten expelled from a number of schools. And Carmela yells at Tony. Carmela, Tony's wife, yells at him, "They were marching with rifles, Tony. They're symbolic. The barrels are plugged. Symbolic of what? Respect." Then Server 21 says, "I love The Sopranos. That new Thor movie, Natalie Portman's arms are ripped and sweet. I also love CGI muscles."
Are you sure they were CGI? They didn't look CGI to me. They look alright, natural-ish. Granted, I haven't seen anything but the screenshot, so I don't know. But that is goals for me, at least.
You want ripped arms like Natalie Portman CGI arms?
Well, they're not super ripped. They're kind of tastefully ripped, you know? There's tasteful muscle there.
Okay.
I would like some definition in my arm.
You want to intimidate men?
Well, okay. So my biggest fear, Polly, I don't know if you know this, but my biggest fear is having the flabby granny arms, you know?
Uh-huh.
And if you have muscle there instead of the flab, then you're not going to run a risk of that. So I'd rather have more muscle definition in my arms than flabby granny arms, you know? And I'm trying to work towards that.
You know, speaking of flabby granny arms and weightlifting, what?
No, you.
You
I want to know where you're going with this.
the dumbbells
Yeah.
that okay, trying to think of a way to describe them. They're just two dumbbells and they have settable weight on them where you just like click, click, click like that. And when you pick them up, only the weights that you've clicked them to come up with the bars themselves.
Controlled
You ever
weights.
seen? What'd you say?
Like the controlled weights. Like the weight machines, not the free weights.
No, the free weights.
Oh, they are free weights. Oh,
Here, I'll find a picture.
okay.
Adjustable dumbbells.
Flabby Granny. Flabby Polly.
No, and like a bunch of different people produce them, right? Like they're not. It's not just one company. Like here's one copy. Here, look, I'll DM it to you.
Alright.
It'll be in your DMs. That's direct messages.
Okay.
Okay.
Oh, I know what you're talking about. Yeah. Yeah. Let me.
You see what I'm saying? You slide the little on these particular models. You slide the little thingamajigger with the stuff and the things, and then wherever you slide it to, the other weights just lay resting in the stand.
Yes.
And the other weights are attached. I'd like a set of these. I think these are cool. And then I've heard other people say, "No, don't fuck with those, man. Those things are terrible or whatever." And I've heard other people say, "No, you're full of shit. They're fucking great. They're super space savers and whatnot." I don't know. I don't know what to think.
Well,
You know, you can do like
Friendo wants them too, and so if we get them, I'll let you know how they are.
yeah,
You can
cool.
trust
Good.
the old Weebo opinion.
Honest review.
Right. And I'll probably end up using them too. The problem is they're expensive as fuck.
Yeah, they can be. That's the kind of thing though that they're like gym memberships. That people buy them as New Year's resolutions and then put them on like local digital classifieds. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what I'm hoping for anyway.
I have a gym membership. I use it. I don't know. It incentivizes me to actually go out and do stuff. Part of. So okay, actually, I'm gonna explain like a psychological thing that I learned to you. There is such a thing as like the 2-minute rule. And it's essentially if you do something for at least 2 minutes every single day, it becomes an ingrained daily habit in you as a person. So where this applies to the gym is if you just show up to the gym, like if you go through all of the effort of putting on your gym clothes, packing your gym bag, and going to the gym, you don't have to go there for like an hour or 2 hours or 3 hours or God forbid 4 hours, freaks. But you can go there for like 2 to 15 minutes. You know, just do something. Just at the very least check in and then leave, and that's it. That's all you do there. And if you do that every single day, it gets to the point where you've ingrained it in yourself as a habit, and now it's like an automatic thing. So I started doing that before I caught the coof, and then I caught the coof and I was like, well, I need to quarantine. But it was actually working really well for me, the showing up aspect. Not for an enormous, exorbitant amount of time, but the showing up for like 15 minutes to an hour of time. It did make a difference, I felt, in my attitude regarding the gym. And I was starting to see improvements, so.
You know, like, here's my theory, and I've had a lot of people scoff this theory, but whatever, yo. With dumbbells, and if you want to go with like, a barbell and maybe even a curling, the curling bells for bicep curls.
Yeah.
If you want to do that, and then you get the little dumbbell multitronic settable unit, the one I just showed you there.
Yeah.
Okay. So you got a weight bench, and you got those dumbbells. You can do like 80% of what you do at the gym. You just have to know like the dumbbell exercises. Like, and it's like, no, you can't do everything. People go, well, no, you can't do the flies and the what's and the this and the that and it's like, okay, look, here's the way I see it. Uh, 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 let's say your gym is 20 minutes away. That's pretty close gym. Okay. Now, some people, I live in a fucking apartment where there's a gym downstairs. Whatever, they're rare.
My gym is like 9-minute walk away.
It's a 9-minute walk away.
Yeah, I walk to the gym.
Okay, so your 9-minute walk is
Uh-huh.
is an 18-minute walk both ways,
Right.
and you got to get changed. So throw on an extra 5 minutes,
Mm-hmm.
and then 5 minutes when you get back,
Mm-hmm.
and all that other shit. Okay, there's your workout right there, in just the time you spent prepping to go to the fucking gym. That's your workout time, 45 minutes. That's my theory. Workout from home.
Right.
Well,
I
that's it.
tried that.
There
I
is no
did
more.
that like at the height of the coof when we were all in quarantine and whatnot. I don't know. It's just I don't have all of the workout material that I would like to have. Like I don't have dumbbells because they are expensive, and I don't have a
So
place to
gym
put them.
membership.
I have a gym membership. It cost me $24 a month, which I budgeted for. Oh,
Well, calculate that over a year. Put
no,
it on
I
your
know,
credit card. Add the, do it.
but it's
You
also
can,
like
you can make it. You can put it on a spreadsheet. You'll like it.
Thank you for your patronage.
you can put
Thank
that
you
on
for
a
your patronage.
spreadsheet. It says.
Thank you for your patronage.
I don't know why I did that. But thank you, Darth Mando, for the donation. Hey guys, Polly, hear about Pelosi's hubby? No, I did not. What about Pelosi's hubby? Come here, small child.
Hold on. Let's see what happened.
Ah! But, like, to your point about the gym and the membership and whatnot, it's kind of incentive for me. Like, if I am putting out money every month to a place, I better fucking use it, you know?
Yeah.
Because I'm paying for it, right? But if they're just sitting
Yeah,
there
right.
and I've already paid for them, then I'm not incentivized to do it because I already paid that money. I'm not wasting any more not having used them. I don't know. It just psychologically for me it works better if I have to go to a place and do the thing. Plus, I can make friends at the gym and talk to people. Not that I actually do, but
Nancy Pelosi has disclosed her husband's new batch of investments, which include $2.9 million worth of Apple, Disney, PayPal, and American Express shares.
I'm gonna love you until you don't want me to anymore.
A House panel is due to debate a congressional stock trading ban that could include lawmakers' spouses. Gee, you think? You think that might be a good idea?
Might be. Perhaps. Oh, apparently he was arrested for DUI, the chat's saying.
Oh.
Rough, buddy. Doesn't he have people to drive him places? Like, isn't she rich enough that she can afford a personal chauffeur?
Yeah, she's got a fridge as fucking big as Sinatra's.
A fridge?
Yeah, it's a big box that's plugged into the wall, keeps things cold. You put food in there.
I mean, that's a weird thing to compare the two people on. Does Sinatra have a big fridge?
Yeah, he was describing the size of his fridge on the AAA, and I'm like, Jesus Christ, man, you got like a fridge the size of Pelosi's. Don't you remember the ad where Pelosi like opened up her fridge and it was like she had like 13 different kinds of ice cream in there and whatnot?
13. Ow! Stop biting. 13. Don't you dare. No munch. 13. That's not a lot, actually.
Yeah, so he was arrested for a DUI. So he's the Speaker of the House. Well, let's be honest, a Democrat. So yeah, he'll get community service that he'll get someone else to do for him. I mean, it's fine. No one's going to report on it. It'll be and when they report on it, it'll be like, oh, he was so distraught over the Trump administration. Who could blame him?
Rough, buddy. I wonder, what was it like driving under the influence of what? Was it just like something basic, bitch, like alcohol, or was it something more? Like cocaine? That's the question. No. Yay.
Polly sounds drunk or tired. Tired. Very, very tired.
Yeah, I'm feeling it too, Mr. Krabs. Should we call it then in the next 2 minutes or so?
It's a big building with sick people in it, Daniel Fullman, but that's not important right now.
Polly, a hospital. What is it?
Have you ever seen Airplane?
Yeah, I have. I don't recall that part though.
Yeah. Leslie Nielsen, who's the doctor on board, and everyone's getting sick, right? And he goes up to the captain and he says, Captain, there's a lot of sick people on this plane. We got to get them to a hospital. He's like, my God, doctor, what is it? It's a big building with sick people, but that's not important right now.
Yes, okay, I do remember that part.
Yeah. That was one of my favorite running jokes. The misunderstood statement. It was just classic.
I do remember that part. And that movie. I
He
just
used to
don't
work at the
remember-
Pentagon, but then got kicked out for how did he put it? He used to work at the Pentagon, but then he got kicked out for unseemly actions. My God, what is it? It's a big building full of generals, but that's not important right now.
My God, what is it? That is a joke that you could not tire of.
No, it's
It works for a lot of things.
Yeah, Airplane 2 is totally underrated, and it had those jokes in it too. And plus,
Did
it
they
has
make a
William
second
Shatner.
one?
Yeah,
I have not seen that.
and has Shatner spoofing his role as Captain Kirk. It's great.
Down. I think Valentine is trying to tell me it's time for bed. Ow.
Is that what happens?
Well, okay, so I'll be sleeping.
Uh-huh.
A nice sleepy sleep time. And then at a certain point, as I'm sleeping, usually around the time that I'm supposed to be waking up or whenever she gets hungry, she'll come over and she'll start eating things off of my nightstand to wake me up. Like my glasses, my birth control, my water bottle, all of the things. Right off the nightstand. And that's my cue to wake up and feed her, because we feed her first thing in the morning when we wake up. And if it's too late for her liking, she lets me know about it. And then if it's time for bed, she'll also let me know about it, because she'll follow me around and meow at me or harass me like she is doing right now. And so I must take heed, because I feel like I am a little bit tired. Like I can feel this eyeball is starting to feel heavy.
Droopy.
Well, okay, so droopy, but like because it hurts behind it, somewhere behind my eyeball, I feel the beginnings of what is going to be a migraine.
Ooh.
You know? So I think it is time for me to go night-night.
All right, fair enough.
Yeah. The problem is this post-COVID fatigue is just kicking my ass. I've only been awake for 9 hours. 9.5,
Well,
give or take.
sleep's the best medicine.
Yeah. Hopefully I can get this thing knocked the fuck out, because it is really starting to irritate me, the amount of shenanigans that I'm not able to do. But yeah. And I know you're tired too, so I will release you from your obligations to hang out with
Well,
me.
I got 2 hours and 45 minutes of sleep last night, so I'm peppy and bushy-tailed.
Yeah? Is that
Can't you
sarcasm?
tell?
I cannot.
Maybe.
Okay.
Weebo, have you checked your mail lately?
Have I checked my mail?
Yeah, Daniel Fullman would like to know.
No. I was in quarantine for a bit there, so I hadn't had the
Oh,
chance
yeah,
to
of course,
go to
right, yeah.
the post office. But I will. I'll go check it. Tomorrow's a bank holiday, isn't it? So they're not going to be open, but I'll check it this week. I know I need to. But
You know what? You know that's what they call it in the UK?
the post office?
No.
A bank holiday?
This isn't an airplane fucking routine. Who's on first? No, it's they call federal holidays or national holidays bank holidays.
Yeah. Because that's when the bank is closed.
Yeah, but there's I don't know. It's just so drab. I mean,
I get it. It's not sexy like national holiday is, right?
Yeah.
Okay, I understand. No, I didn't know that that's what they called it.
Oh, it's a bank holiday, and then and I asked Drunko, why is that? He's like, well, because the banks are closed. I'm like, yeah, but other things are closed too. And he's like, I don't know, it's just what we call it. Why you gotta blah blah blah? And it's
Oh, wait, I think I know why he's asking. I know why he's asking, because I did check my mail before I was supposed to, like, go into quarantine for COVID. And I have
okay.
a letter from Daniel Fullman, actually.
Oh,
It's at the bottom of my pile of things.
listen to the humble brag.
Well, not... Okay, so it's... I have a section of my desk dedicated to file things. Like, this is something that I need to put away into this folder, or this folder, or this folder. It's like, I'll get to it eventually. So it was at the bottom of that. And this, I picked it up before... Oh gosh, when was it? It was a while ago. But it's the Easter card. Because Dan always sends me holiday cards, and they light up my day every single time.
Jesus Christ, Easter card. That was 6 fucking weeks ago.
I know. So it would have been a week after he sent it. And then I forgot to open it. But yeah, here's the Easter card from Daniel Fullman. And
Here's
here's
the adorable
back.
bunny. Oh,
Mm-hmm.
it's good.
So I can't believe I forgot about that. But he says, how does the Easter bunny's fur look so good? Hairspray. Get it? H-A-R-E.
Yeah, I do get it.
How does the Easter bunny feel after Easter? Exhausted.
Jesus Christ.
I love these. How does the Easter bunny travel? Bobby?
Hold on. I don't know.
By hairplane.
Oh, see, they're so bad. I can't even fathom it. It's just.
All right. 2 more. Why did the Easter egg hide?
Why?
It was a little chicken.
Okay, that was all right. That was all
Okay.
right.
And then the last one is, some bunny wants you to have a happy Easter.
Yeah.
And it's a picture of Dan as an Easter bunny.
Damn, Homan's good people.
He is good people. I have these whenever he sends me when I put them on the fridge. So, because I'm that much of a nerd, a trad thought. I put the cards that people send me on the fridge. Like, I had my birthday cards up there for an entire month before I took them down. And that's where I put El Boyfriendo's birthday cards and then our Christmas holiday cards that people send me. So, I'm a little bitch for those things.
My mom's a huge fan of Christmas crackers. You know those British things? They're like a little decorative tube, and you grab each end and goes and pop, and it makes a crack, and there's like a jug inside
Oh!
and a little crown and a.
I mean, I've never had one before,
Right.
but I think I know what you're talking about. I think I've seen them in, like, film.
Yeah, my mom orders them off Amazon because she thinks they're festive. Anyway, the Bad Bunny jokes remind me because I got a Bad Bunny joke in one last Christmas. Is it, what's a rabbit's favorite kind of music?
I give up.
Hip hop. I know.
I'm gonna use that one.
Hey, Six, how's it going?
Hi, Six. I did read your last 2 super chats, by the way, Six. So, or Streamlabs, not super chats. They're just the same thing. Yeah. Okay. So yeah, I am starting to feel it. The fatigue is real. So, I'm gonna call the stream. Polly, thank you so much for joining me this evening.
Well, thank you for having me.
I quite enjoyed our time together.
As I always do.
And chat, also, thank you for coming out tonight to listen to us ramble on about everything and nothing. deeply appreciate your company this fine evening. Without you, it'd just be two idiots talking in Discord to each other.
Mm-hmm.
Which it is, but the audience makes it fun too.
You got to come up with a new line. We are in Discord. It doesn't work.
I know. Well, no, I said without them, it would just be us in Discord talking to each other. But with a chat, it makes it not just that.
Two idiots talking in Discord with a number of people eavesdropping.
Right.
Okay, yeah.
It's a very odd concept, isn't it? But that's cocktail hour, and that's why you love it, chat, right? But it was a good time. I think we all learned something about each other as a people, as a collective.
We laughed, we cried, it became a part of us, yes.
I didn't cry yet, but we did laugh.
Really?
Okay.
The Nutcracker Barbie nostalgia didn't make you want to cry?
No, but that was so much fun. We should do another one. You think Far wants to watch another Barbie movie with us?
God knows there's enough of them.
There are. And we didn't even watch, like, all of the best ones.
No, we watched the Christmassy ones because it was Christmas time.
Right. But, like, there are musical ones, and the musical ones are fantastic. Especially Barbie, the Princess, and the Pauper. It's a fantastic movie. I love it to death.
Oh, yeah?
And
Is it, like, feature length?
I think it's, like, an hour and 30 minutes or so, but it's got
Yeah?
some of the best musical, like, songs that you could ever hope for.
You see the stuff I go through for these two? Fucking Barbie movies, guys. Barbie movies.
Come on. They're great fun. And they're preparation for when you have a child yourself. Because, you know, they're going to make you watch them over and over and over again. We're just telling you which ones are the best ones so that you can selectively curate the filmography that you are being made to watch over and over and over again.
I'm not letting you pick animated films anymore.
Why not?
After Coco, you didn't tell me it was going to make me cry. That was fucking terrible.
I think I said as much. Actually, I think I said Coco made me bawl like a little bitch. It'll probably make you do it as well.
Jesus Christ, to the end of that movie. Holy, well, yeah, but I'm a red-blooded male. That was a father-daughter thing. Oh my God. It was just like it punched me right in the feels.
Right?
Yeah,
that's why it got me. But I'm a little bit more susceptible to that kind of thing because I'm like, I'm red-blooded female.
Because I'm a daughter. That's right.
Hi, hello, me. I have emotions about these things. But it was a good film. You admit that, right?
It was actually really good. I was surprised how good Coco was. It was a well-written story.
Mm-hmm. Anyway, chat. Polly. Thank you for joining us. Us being me, the royal Weebo. I had fun. I think we're on for a cocktail hour next week, are we?
I don't know. Check the almighty spreadsheet.
That's what I'm doing.
Calendar. Right now. Scheduler. Itinerary.
That's what I'm doing right now. I'm doing it right now.
I'm going to go on, like, a site that sells old crap and find you a Rolodex. You need a Rolodex.
What's that?
Look it up. You'll love it.
Rolodex? And yes, I am free for next weekend, so we're good.
All right.
Is it just like a flippy calendar? That's it?
No, it's like it well, okay, sort of. Like it's got people's contact information in it before people stored stuff digitally. And so you would turn it and it would,
That's what my phone book is for.
Yeah, but it's old school.
Yeah, but so is a phone book. Like that's I have like a whole where is it?
Weebo ass.
Hi, hello. I have a whole book dedicated to people's contact information. Why would I need the flippy thing? This is already flippy enough.
Because it rolls and stuff. It's dynamic.
This could roll. Oh, that more like spun in the air, but it rolled it away. that was a little bit aggressive. I don't know why I did that. To make a point, that's why I did that.
Why do you hate the people in there so much?
I don't. They're family and friends.
And so naturally, you threw it across the room with great anger.
It was not angry, but yes.
The abusive girlfriend. Okay.
Okay. Anyway, chat. Yeah, we'll be here, but we'll be back here next week, assuming everything goes good. Same time, same place, same otter, same face. And goodbye.
Have a good night, everybody.
Which is the link that I'm supposed to be ending. End. Okay. Bye. Bye.
All right, laters.